So while I'm over there working, Justin's in here working on this sweet Honda Fit. They are fitting a chassis mount rear wing to the back of it, which is pretty rad. I can respect any sort of build, and I think this is going to be pretty cool. They're still going to rock the bumper, and it's also going to have hinges so that they can pull it off and get the hatch open, which is pretty sweet. So when they say custom at Triple S Motorsports, they really do mean it. This thing's even got bride seats, Takata harnesses, energy wheel, quick release. Pretty sweet. Hey guys, welcome to another video of my Spec D FD Pro-Am Drift Car rebuild series. In today's episode, we're going to do another collection of miscellaneous things that include an unboxing of all of my AN fittings, my oil cooler, and my oil filter relocate. And then we will set up the Tassone oil filter relocation block, and that oil filter relocation and oil cooler setup will be in the next video. We will also be replacing the pilot bushing in the engine, thanks to some help from Corey, the owner of Triple S Motorsports. And then finally we will conclude with a power steering rack swap. My old one had some issues, so we got a better one that we're going to swap in. You guys may also notice that I'm rocking some of the sweet You Auto Know swag that I was telling you guys about. This is personally my favorite shirt. It is the R32 You Auto Know shirt. They also have a sweet Hakosuka one and some other awesome merchandise on their site, so if you'd like to check that out, click this little thing up here and you could be redirected to the site to buy some merchandise. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you have any feedback for me and want to see anything different, just make sure to leave a comment below so that I can adjust my videos. Thank you guys for watching. On Monday, we will be installing the engine. See you guys next time. So here's the rest of the parts for the oil cooler and oil filter relocate setup. Got some dash 10 feet of dash 10 stainless hose. And then the 25-row Performance World oil cooler. Beautiful piece. Love the black. And then the actual remote location for the oil filter. And then, so for that, I had to use MPT conversion fittings for the AN stuff. And then I'm thinking I'll probably run a 90 and a 45 off of this. And then these two here will come straight out of the oil filter, the Tassone oil block that you saw me install on the block, and then 290s off the oil cooler, as well as the dash 10 fittings that go into the oil cooler. And then I'll show you guys where the oil cooler goes. So that'll just sit right in front there. Gonna use some rivets, the threaded rivet style. And then I had to make a little spacer for this here just because it was touching the oil cooler, but yeah, sits in there nice. And then you can see where I'm going to use a 90 to come off of it. And then the remote oil filter location will be somewheres around there, with a 90 or a 45 coming out of there to the cooler and then back to the block. So I went ahead and mounted the turbo back up, Just the 8 bolts, or 8 nuts, sorry, on studs like we did on the removal process. Reinstalled the 90 there for the coolant drain, and then the oil feed here. The drain, turbo oil drain hose. The old one that I had was kinked pretty good, just because the drain is not actually meant for, or this turbo is from an S14, so I used the S13 drain and it caused the line to be kinked. So now we've got a nice pre-bent hose there with no kink. And then also that cracked hard line that we replaced with the AN fittings and the stainless steel all the way to the back of the head there for the coolant feed. So new pilot bushings in, went in relatively easy. Obviously thanks to Corey, he helped me out and showed me how to use that slide hammer.
Yeah, you should be able to use this as a slide hammer to tap it back in as well. Cool.
Pretty simple. Just want it to sit nice and flush, and then ran a little bit of sandpaper on this edge here, as Lito showed me, just because it has a bit of bite. You want your input shaft to slide in relatively nice. But you can see the play on the old bushing. If I stick my ring finger in it, it goes in relatively easy. Whereas on the new one, my ring finger doesn't really fit in there, so should feel nice with that, as well as the solid transmission mounts. Kind of limit all that shaking. No more blown transmissions and input shafts. So you guys may have noticed in a previous video that my steering rack was actually on its way out. I previously had fluid coming out of my power steering reservoir, so you may have seen like a t-shirt that I used to catch all that fluid. So yeah, the rack over time was definitely feeling like it was on its way out. So we've got a fresh, way better than mine, right-hand drive rack right here. So we're gonna put the car on the lift and swap them out. Okay, so got the new rack installed and connected. Pretty simple. Just got to take these two off. Take the steering column off the rack. Then the 4 bolts holding the rack to the subframe. As well as the inner tie rods and how they connect to the knuckle as well from the outer tie rod. Pretty simple, got the new one in now and we'll see how it feels.
name in your life.